And right now, the conservative-leaning Supreme Court is signaling it's poised to change abortion rights in the U.S. The court hearing arguments about a Mississippi abortion ban after 15 weeks. The state is asking justices to overturn Roe v. Wade to uphold the 15-week ban. And previous decisions have affirmed the case, which says states can regulate but not ban abortion up until the point of viability outside the womb, which is around roughly 24 weeks. The courts there, 3 liberal justices argued reversing the decision could damage the institution, while some of the conservatives signaled they may uphold the Mississippi ruling. Now, Stefano Da Fre is watching this case closely and is actually here to explain to us how this court may rule in this case and, of course, what happens next. Now, Stefano, welcome back to the Midday Jolt. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Great to be with you guys.
Now, explain to us how the Mississippi case could have such a big impact on Roe versus Wade.
Well, first of all, it completely changes the timeline between 15 weeks to 24 weeks. Roe versus Wade was established in 1973 with the amount of 24 weeks allowed permissible for an abortion. I think Justice Roberts is going to try to get the courts not to overturn Roe versus Wade, but try to find a way that he can have both things and keep the Mississippi law intact, but essentially changing the goalpost to 14 or 16 weeks, I believe, for the Mississippi case. And so this is a very, very challenging legal decision, because what would end up happening is that we would end up changing what the whole structure of Roe versus Wade was based on 1973 laws and judicial recommendation.
Okay, so it's something that we've been discussing all day long with the court's current makeup signals that this could side with the state of Mississippi. If this does take place, what does this mean for abortion rights going forward?
Right. So let's think about it in a very calm way. Mm-hmm. The fact is, the court will have a tremendous amount of pressure if they get rid of Roe versus Wade. I do not believe, in my opinion, and a lot of legal experts, that Roe versus Wade will be overturned, but they will try to make provisions, modifications to allow the Mississippi state law to basically be upheld. How will that affect regular people? Well, it'll affect women in the sense that they will have no longer 24 weeks, they will have 16 weeks. So in that sense, it reduces them by 9 weeks, which is a challenge. I mean, if you think about also, most women in that period of time don't necessarily always know that they're even pregnant. If you look at the Texas law, it's even 6 weeks. So it's going to force people that are in those states to move or to travel to other states to try to get an abortion. And it could also have risky consequences for people doing at-home abortions, illegal clinics, clinics that are trying to cater to people that are teenagers who don't feel that they can tell their parents. This is a damaging effect to our society, to women's rights. And the court has to take into account all these social issues and the impact of those social issues on this deliberation.
Now, on the Congress level, is there anything that can be done congressionally to expand abortion rights if an unfavorable decision does come down?
Yeah, so one of the things that they can do is sort of delineate the fact of what the federal government has as its mandates, how much power it has over the states. Mm-hmm. This essentially comes down to always an issue of federal issues versus state issues. You know, we can have Congress pass laws that are enacted to protect abortion and be specific about the amount of time that a woman has to carry out an abortion. This is very, very important, because getting into the nitty-gritty of the numbers is really what it's all about. It's the difference between, someone making a decision not knowing that they're pregnant and giving them more time to make a decision on their own and giving them the right to have that. And Congress can definitely pass legislature to have specific provisions that delineate the amount of time that you're allowed to have before these abortion laws or provisions expire, let's say.
All right. Well, a lot taking place, of course. Stefano Da Fre, thank you so much for breaking this down here on the Midday Jolt. We appreciate it.